Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Talking Horses. He is the Big A, Anthony Stabile. You're very burgundy today.
Yes, new jacket.
It's like a Ron Burgundy thing.
I had to get rid of my other one. It was too big.
Wow, very impressive. It looks
Thanks.
very nice. I like
Appreciate
that. I like the burgundy look.
Me too.
Yeah, I like that.
Mom likes. Mom's in charge of wardrobe.
Mom likes
Phyllis,
it.
Phyllis takes care of everything.
Phyllis likes it, then
Not the hair.
doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks.
The hair I take care of.
I don't
the
know
hair.
what's going on with that
The
thing.
hair
but
needs to be cut. The hair needs to be cut.
That's
We're
your
gonna
own
cut
issue,
before the
but
Belmont Stakes.
let's be honest. I have hair envy, so all hair annoys me. So,
The hair needs to be cut. Yeah, there is envy there.
anyhow,
You're right.
no, it's,
You make a great point.
Listen, at least I'm honest about it. I'm Andy Serling, by the way, and it's Saturday at Belmont, a beautiful day. Lots to talk about. Let's head over to Naira Bets. And if you're not a member of Naira Bets, no better time than the present. Use the promo code Belmont25. Get a free $25 bet as well as a $200 sign-up bonus. What else do we have? We have a $25 bonus if you bet $75 each on Belmont, Churchill, and Evangeline.
We have an Evangeline tip sheet up for Champions Day, and there will be a late pick 4 ticket up a little bit later on.
What is the tangential New York sports legend relationship to something to do with Evangeline Downs? Evangeline Downs is in Lafayette, Louisiana. What great sports New York legend is from?
I don't know this.
Ron Guidry. Ron Guidry's from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Wow.
I mean, you're not a Yankee
the big
fan.
Yankees fan that I am. The Yankees fan that I
Nah,
am.
but you know, yeah.
I do know stuff
yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
I knew minutia like that,
Don't
but
sell
that I did not know.
Don't sell yourself short. Anyway,
Gator.
what else do we got?
Got plenty.
But by the way, dislike the Yankees or not, that man was an unbelievable pitcher in the year he had in '78.
Yeah,
It's one of the most legendarily great seasons you could imagine.
I was one.
That was actually when I first kind of started watching baseball. I remember Sean was over and we were playing gin, watching the play-in game against the Sox when Bucky Dent hit the home run.
Bucky Dent, wow.
Yeah, shockingly, I was gambling with Sean at the time.
Can't believe it.
$5,000 buy-in, the Belmont Stakes Challenge, next Friday and Saturday. A little bit of a frog in my throat always comes out when I come in the air. $50,000 seeded pool here as well as cash prizes. Go to naira.com/contest to participate. Play it online or play it here.
I think you're allergic to me.
No, it's talking. Because I don't have any friends other than you.
Right.
So I don't really do much talking. And once I start talking on the show for the first time in really about 20 hours since I've been up here, it starts to come up. What else do we have? I think it's fairly obvious that you're my only friend. Cross country pick 5. We've got 3 stakes from Churchill. All of those will be shown on America's Day at the Races on Fox Sports 2, contrary to popular belief.
Ticket for that as well.
Also. Culminates with American Revolution. Ticket for that available.
No, culminates with the Audubon, actually.
Oh, you're right.
Pretty
the
wide open
11
race.
horses, yeah. And
Let's try and hit another one of those, Andy. We've been on a nice little cross-country pick 5 run.
All right. You wonder, anyway, I was going to discuss the Penn National races. That course might have been a little funky yesterday. So weird results there. Anyhow, what else do we have here? We have a pick 6 carryover, $56,383 in the carryover. That starts in race 5 of our 10-race card. And finally, America's Day at the Races. We're on it's 4:30 to 6 on FS2. We'll be on 3 to 6 covering it. We'll be on all day on YouTube. But 3 to 6 we'll be doing a show. But only on FS2, 4:30 to 6.
I'll handle the first 4 races with the enhanced simulcast.
All right. And race number 1. So something to note as we show the Saratoga Chrome Russia race from last year, and Russia is the morning line favorite for the Chad Brown barn. Saratoga Chrome, who finishes second in this race, I will give him a pass for his last race. I'm not his biggest fan, but he acted up very badly and broke through the gate before the race last time. So I do think you can dismiss his effort here on the first race on opening day. I don't understand the big appeal of Russia. It's probably just she's going to be favored because it's Chad Brown. Where's her good race? I mean, could she improve from 2 to 3? Of course she could, and she probably will, and the barn is going very well, obviously. But this is just not a very good Chad Brown horse, and I don't understand the great appeal of this horse, and I'm eager to bet against her. The jury's out for me.
Are you that quick to dismiss this film?
Yes.
Okay.
Chad Brown wins with these horses. It doesn't mean she can't win.
A couple of races,
but she's not going anywhere special. And there are some interesting horses in this race. You and I see this race very differently.
Yeah, we do. As we usually do.
I've got her third. I'm not saying she can't win. I'm just saying she's going to be favored because of Chad Brown. What do you like about the 1?
I thought she ran well enough on her debut. getting those horses to go. And I know Todd Pletcher has good numbers in the mile and 16th race up at Saratoga. It's still, I think, a daunting task. Thought she ran well enough. And then she just did not have a good trip last time. I thought she needed the race as well. She looked like a filly who just was disinterested early on. I know they went a pretty quick opening quarter, but they slowed it down considerably. And she just looked like a filly that needed the race last time.
Yeah, I disagree about her. I've got her fourth. I guess she's not impossible, but I thought her first race was bad. It was a bad DQ. She was going to be third, whether Irad steady or not.
Agreed.
I guess I give Irad a little bit of an Academy Award for that, and I always like seeing horses get put up, even though he commits more fouls than anybody else. But that's another discussion. And then last time she was steady hard at the start, but she was steady early when the pace was quick, and after that, Kendrick gave her an absolutely perfect ride in there. And my bigger problem, it's not that she ran badly in there. She ran fine. I don't love the race she's coming out of. That's my bigger problem.
That's fine.
I think that was a lousy race. So I'm much more interested in the 8 Eau Claire, a horse I really wanted to bet back off last time. She was wide the whole way around the track, and all the running was done inside that day, opening day here. And I actually thought she ran reasonably well in the context of that race. So I like Eau Claire. I've been waiting for her to come back from that race, and she's my top choice in here. I think Saratoga Chrome will run better. I do want to give her that pass. You've completely dismissed her?
Yeah, I mean,
she has a legitimate excuse
she
last
does.
time.
She does. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Why?
I want to see. Number one, I don't like that she.
Well, you picked a horse that ran worse.
I don't like that she acted up last time off of the break, and we talk about making the move from 2 to 3.
So why not put her third
well, let's see
or
what
something
happens.
and say, if she acts up, I don't want to use her, but if she acts better, I want to use her today. I mean, just to be dismissive.
I thought there was some more. I thought there was some more. I thought Aracema for Jorge Abreu, who of course woke up yesterday to crush my hopes.
Well, he had
in
a
the
winner.
8th race. The horse ran well. I mean, that horse was impossible on paper.
Okay, you're going to go with the Our Jessica race. I'm
Yeah.
going to go against horses that came out of that, as I have in the past. Race number 2. We'll take a look at Road to Success, who drops down off the claim for Rob Falcone and drops down off an inexplicably bad race, wet track or not. This horse ran very poorly, and he's the worst to beat, but he is tough.
Hard to pick this horse. It's hard to pick this horse because he's a double drop down, right? He dropped down. Arriaga claimed him for the 16. He ran well enough, and then off of that race, he was dropped. Dropped him in, lost him.
Well,
and
he still dropped him above where he claimed him, and he was 3 to 5. So I wouldn't consider that last time a drop.
And he didn't run well last time.
No, he was terrible last time, but I don't think it's a problem that he dropped a little from his start 2 back to last time. He's looking for a non-winners at 3 to run, and he claimed for 16. Somebody wants to claim him back, and he can make 9,000 after finishing second in the other race. Where's he supposed to go? Sit around and wait for 35 to be run?
He ran him back in 23 days, and this is a horse who did have
he was terrible
some time
last
between
time.
his races. Yeah,
I agree.
We'll see.
He was terrible.
I'm not a fan.
And he's not supposed to get the lead from Alfie Solomons.
Alfie Solomon's supposed to be in front
I'm
of
going
him.
to take Alfie Solomons to wire the field.
Okay.
I thought he, I don't think he ran great last time, but those were better horses. The thing I always find funny about Alfie Solomons is he ran for the waiver for 20,000 last time, and he's in for 14,000 today. Good thing he didn't get claimed. He wasn't able to get claimed last time for 20.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
In theory, you take the free shot, right? And Wesley Ward, it's his own horse.
Not
so.
always. I mean,
I always would.
really?
I would always be in for the waiver.
I don't think you always would. Sometimes you want to get claimed.
Yeah.
But you're going to take
I think the
Ferranti.
poker move is to run them for the waiver, thinking you're protecting them, and then put it. I think this is a great move. This horse will definitely get claimed today. I don't know if he would have got claimed last time. I think it's a smart move.
I don't see any way that I can
You run
apply
him for the
logic to what you
waiver.
just said,
You
but I
run for
love
the
you,
waiver.
so we'll move on.
It
because
looks like you're protecting him.
Anthony, we're going to move on.
It's a poker move.
We're going to move on.
I like Bernate. I like Bernate to get the trip behind the 2-speed. That's what I want in here.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that at least the last 2 races he's run to his better form in
And
there.
he's going to be the best price of the 3 horses that can win the race.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I get that. I get the other 2
Nothing really much
are
else to say.
not particularly
No.
reliable. Race number 3, obviously, Chase and Bren coming out. She ran here the other day in a race that came off the turf, and she won. And the Machi's big run so far to start the meet. Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of guys.
Yes.
What'd you do here?
I went to Red
To
Pepper
Rudy.
Grill.
Oh, you
girl.
went to Rudy.
This is my girl, Red Pepper Grill.
Your girl.
Just back in where, this is going to be her first time in a reasonable spot.
Well, you did pick her last time.
Against winners. Yeah, I know. She was terrible last time.
She ran to where she should have been in there. 5th was probably above where she finished. Figured to finish in there.
I'll tell you what. I think she gets a nice setup in here today. I would imagine she's not far from a moderate pace. I mean, there's no real speed in here.
I cannot argue with that.
And I wouldn't even be surprised if Jose Gomez gets aggressive and tries to. She could find herself in front in here.
Well, Mike Leslie's supposed to be in front, and she's a black belt, but anything's possible.
Yeah. Right, she's a black belt. Right.
The problem with her is she isn't good enough. But other than that,
well, it's an open 20, and she won condition claiming races. But if you go through the field, Greatest Love has probably seen better days. I would think you could say the same for Prairie Fire.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
You don't think Greatest Love has seen better days?
Anthony,
her form's really
I have bad
off,
news
Andy.
for you. We've all seen better days. Having said that, no, her last race was actually a wake-up for her. She ran against horses that would annihilate this field, and she ran fourth. So off their last race, and they're relatively similar price in the line, I don't think that the 7 can possibly beat her. I don't believe the 7. You and I have a basic difference. I have the 7 fourth because I don't like anybody else in the race.
Okay.
But I don't know where her good race is. I mean, she beat up on horses that just don't win. She beat up on horses that are just in races where whoever shows up basically beats them from week to week here at the lower level. And now she's running as horses run. I think Greatest Love's a lot better. I think Prairie Fire is a lot better than she is. And you could argue that Prairie Fire at least ran a little the last couple of times. I don't love her, but she ran okay. I think Mosienko's a little interesting. I wish that Mosienko got a little more pace. But you are talking about a horse that tried to go a mile last time against better horses. 2 times ago, she was down in the inside. The rail was not the place to be that day. She's also coming off short rest. And she does have a race back in February, albeit where she got a better pace to close into it. But she ran a figure that would beat these horses, and she's had some dirty up trips. I think she's interesting in a price in here. And, if I can find a reason to pick Dennis Lallman, I don't need very much.
And listen, this is a race where you're looking for a reason to be a little snarky.
Yeah, and I think that Red River Girl shows 2 wins, and you have to sort of take them apart. I don't think she's impossible, but you like this filly much more than I do. Race number 4. What did you do in race number 4?
This was an interesting race. I went to Swashbuckle.
Okay. Well, I want to start out, though. We'll get to him in a second because I have a video for him. But I want to start with Surprise Boss because the question is, what do you do with him? See, for my money, he got away with murder on the front end last time with a very, very slow first quarter. Having said that, he ran. But deep cover should have been in front of him because he's faster than him, and they used his speed, right, last time, and he won.
He won, gallop.
Right. So with King Angelo outside, and
not far now
not
inside.
far now, who I thought ran extremely well against better horses last time out, going 7, it's hard for me to see this happening. So, yeah, he ran a big figure. Yeah, he'll win if he runs it again, but I just don't see it happening.
Not far now was off almost a year last time, too, you have to imagine. And now being almost off the year and now coming back in 3 weeks, you got to think that he's...
Ran great last time.
Yeah, he ran really well last time.
Now, I don't know from the rail, can he be the speed? I don't know how it works out. But Surprise Boss is not getting the lead running that race last time, so the question is how fast will he have to run?
Well, the question I have for you is this. If Running with Scissors transfers his speed from the dirt to the turf, don't they have to chase him?
Yeah, but he's not. He won't. Yes, but he won't.
Wait, I'm not saying his form. I'm talking about you're convinced he's not going to show speed?
I'm not convinced, but I'd be surprised if he's in with. These are some pretty quick turf.
He's a fast horse, Andy.
He is a fast horse, but turf sprint speed is usually overlaps.
He usurps.
Dirt.
Yeah,
it doesn't. I'm not. Listen, it's a valid point on your part.
But with Jose Gomez, and he has one. This horse has one. He has one speed. It's fast early.
It's not like he's always gunning, but I hear you.
Yeah. I'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised if what?
I'd be surprised if he's not forward, which is what I think there has to be a little bit of pace on in here.
I don't disagree. So we'll look at Swashbuckles' last race, and what do you like about him?
He found himself on the lead last time, which
is a good thing to be walking on the front end.
I guess he was off the
lost.
layoff. I think he's better from just off the pace. And he's going to get pace to run at in here, and I would imagine.
I want to show Valmont. Valmont's the 4. Okay. That's why I showed the whole race. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Because Trevor was a little tentative at this point. And I think he should have been more forward. Now, maybe Ray didn't want to be more forward, but as a result of being tentative in the wicked slow pace, he gets completely and totally shuffled out of a position. And I'm Trevor's biggest fan, but this is one that either he got bad instructions from Ray or he'd like to have back, is my guess.
He rode. I don't know.
This is not the way he rides.
He rode him to me, it looked like he rode 2 instructions.
Maybe listen. Ray is an idiot, so it's possible that Ray could have said anything to him.
But
By the way, I
went
didn't want to say Constitutional Lawyer didn't run that badly
He
last
ran
time.
well.
He actually ran okay, and I mean it was a weird race.
They went slow in here. Like I said, Swashbuckle found himself on an easy lead. Now I can understand what you're saying. He has this easy lead and he coughs it up. But
He almost lost to Panster, who would have no chance in this race.
He also
I have no idea what your love for this horse is. You picked him last time. I have him in there because there's speed in the race, but I'm not a big fan.
All right.
You like this horse. I don't. I like Valmont. I will say one thing. I didn't send the stat in. Here's a stat that'll shock you. Mike Maker off the claim with turf sprinters at Naira. He's 0 for 14.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I meant to send it. I got lazy. I admit it. 7 hit the board, but he's 0 for 14. His numbers overall aren't that good. He's 11 for 67, 16%, $1.24 ROI. But if he can't move the horse up, Ray Handel. I mean, come on.
I don't like him today.
You don't like this horse?
No.
Because?
I don't lie. I mean, I
want to know why you don't like him.
He's not fast enough.
Well, he is fast. He's faster than almost everybody in this race on his good races.
He's not faster than the 2. He's not faster than the 3 early. He's not faster than the 5.
Well, he doesn't need to lead to win.
Seven.
He won rating 2 back.
I mean, he was sitting right off of a. I mean, who did he beat last time? The last time he won, he's not for me.
Swashbuckle just had a perfect setup and finished ahead.
We can lunch at 4-1.
Anthony, I'm up 102 lunches. I'm going to concern myself with handicapping for now.
All right.
It's not a question of lunching.
Okay.
We completely. I understand there's a scenario where the 4 wins this race.
I just think he's supposed to trip out.
Okay.
I really do.
Right. My problem is that the 4 is a better horse than he is.
The 1's the better horse.
The 1's a
than
better
the 4.
horse than
All
he is.
right.
That's the problem. Okay.
We'll
Race
see.
number 5.
Pick 6 time.
Pick 6 carryover, $56,383.
Boom.
Wow.
Right on the head. It's pretty impressive.
Was it Hurricane Alex in Florida, or there's a Storm Alex? Gulfstream canceled. I hope anybody down there is safe. So a lot of attention is going to go towards the Lisa's Vision Volus race. And we'll show the start because Volus does break slowly. But I tell you something about this race. I don't love this race. I don't love You Should Be Dancing. And it also featured a pace that ultimately collapsed. The 5 was supposed to win Lisa's Vision. And I don't think that she could have gotten a better ride than she got from Jose Ortiz. And frankly, Dylan Davis gave Volus a tremendous ride after getting left, both saving ground. The race kind of collapsed, and I'm just kind of wondering if maybe the race was a bit of a stinker. Not that they can't win, but I feel like Lisa's Vision was supposed to win last time. Volus might get a little better. I've got both of them in the mix, but I kind of want to go in a different direction.
Okay. I don't necessarily agree. I mean, I know You Should Be Dancing had a million chances.
She did. And she also won this race from off the pace.
Yeah.
This race, the pace just incinerated. This horse has got very good trips in here. Lisa's Vision's supposed to win. Your bet like that, you get a trip and a ride like that.
I mean, I put a 3rd.
Yeah, I put her 4th too. I'm not. I got the 7th, 3rd. I'm not. So what is it with Shinful that you?
So
like?
there was a push on Shinful after I got off the air and I got a push on this horse, and I thought this horse ran really well, fighting on the front end. Gets beat less than 4 lengths after showing a ton of speed. Comes back, gets Lasix. Arad's going to climb aboard. Now you're going to lose a ton of value with Arad Ortiz Jr. climbing aboard, but you're going to get a significant rider upgrade in another race where there's not a lot of speed in here unless Sarah Splendor, one of the first are in here. I mean, I would have to imagine Shinful is going to get to the front in here, and Arad's going to be able to kind of dole out her speed. I thought she was going to be really tough today. First time Lasix, first time Arad. And she's a square price on the morning line at 6-1.
Yeah. She dueled with Queen of Lies in the race, who finished 2nd, and Queen of Lies ran in a race here the other day. She's there. She's 16th pole right now. That worries me about her.
It was her debut. I mean,
right, but you said it was a tip.
But yeah,
right.
She ran. I mean, for a 30-1 shot, she ran pretty well.
No, you just said that one of the things that you start your conversation with was there was a
push
tip
on her last time.
So if there was a push on her last time, the presumption is they liked her. So I don't care what her price was. I don't care. They thought she was ready to win first time. She didn't run badly, but she didn't run very well. I mean, she ran okay,
Thought she ran
but
well.
she was involved in the pace with a horse that beat her that came back and ran poorly in a subsequent start. That bothers me a little bit.
Okay.
And I get it. She gets Irad. I get it. She's not impossible. I had her 5th in here. I didn't particularly like her. Aren't you interested at all? The 2, maybe just a different horse? Broke from the outside. Doesn't it feel like this horse has plenty of turf pedigree? It seems like these Chad Brown maidens that ran up in Saratoga, we've seen quite a few of them come back, and they've just been completely different horses.
They have been.
They had that one start, and they disappeared, and they've come back.
She didn't take a lot of money in her debut. She was 7-2, almost 4-1.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
All right, I don't have a story, but I think that she'll probably run better. But I am picking Sarah Splendor in here. She's got a giant turf pedigree. She's a half to 3 turf winners, a big family, included graded on the curve, a summer front. And I look at this race and I take one of the reasons I have her in the 1-2 is I hear you with Shinful, and you could be right. I don't think it's not. She's 6-1 morning lines. It's fine. I mean, I'm the one who said I don't like the 5 and 7. I get it. I'm just not sure any of them are that good.
Maybe.
And I think like a horses like the 2 and 6 are sort of the strangers to the group, and I kind of want the strangers to the group.
Sure. I mean, David made the first or second choice.
Yeah, I was interested to see that. I wonder if these horses working or if there's he would have a story. But all right, see what happens, and we'll see. Maybe TT, now that he won that race yesterday and beat you think he just did that to beat you?
No, I like TT.
So we all
I don't
like
think
him.
he would purposely. I don't think he would purposely.
He purposely?
Beat me. No.
Do you think that if he knew that it cost you money, that he would regret that he
No,
won his
I don't
first
think
race
he'd
in
regret-
about a month and a half?
I don't think he'd regret. If he had won 7 races, yes, he probably would have regretted it. Yesterday,
No, he wouldn't.
no,
He wouldn't have.
it.
I just want you to know, he wouldn't have. And he shouldn't be expected to. If you were sweeping the card, you would still say, I wish he hadn't beat me,
Yeah,
and I'm with you.
maybe you're
Anyway,
right.
that's the first half. We'll be back with the late pick 5 in just a moment.
Who you betting on? How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.
Hi, we're back. He's Anthony. I'm Andy. Race number 6. I was saying to Anthony off camera. We both picked the same horse in here, and we'll Golani Brigade. I guess we're just hoping he wires the field.
Picked the first.
But
we
I
picked
mean,
the first same 3
it's
horses.
drop
in
down
here.
city in this race. I mean, I guess I could have swapped, have a different bigger you, and we'll take a look at FF Rocket's last race. I bet him last time. He ran well for a 10-1 shot, but I don't know. I just thought the 1 would probably wire the
Wire
field.
the field, right? Dropping in for the 10 from the state bred race. That race came back pretty fast. Yeah, I mean, it was his first start off the 2.5 months. I have nothing clever to say in here. Just like you said, he's dropping from the state bred 25. Mission Rapid up to 3. He's dropping from the state bred 25. Zavian's open 16 to 10. Same for FF Rocket. I mean, literally,
It's the drop down.
the
burst.
entire field
I mean,
dropping down.
and the problem is, at least a couple of them are mediocre drop downs, but you just don't know who. I feel like our pick is a bit of a cop-out pick. He's the favorite. He's the speed, but I'm with you. I mean, I even thought about Irad riding Mission Rapid up.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing that jumps off the page the most at you in here,
Sure.
right? Like, what's he ride? He hasn't ridden a horse for the barn, and
He's
I would imagine
he's moving in on Maina's business.
2 in a row.
Yeah, really. Steve Rushing has found the soft spot. He's going to take these mounts from Maina.
I mean, but Golani Brigade is just supposed to be in front here, and
He's supposed to be in
sometimes
front.
it's not that simple, but sometimes it is. I mean,
He's
this is
also.
there's a bunch
I
of
mean,
horses that
he
have
also comes
proven-
out of a race that did fall apart a little bit, except for Tapazirans was on the pace and he finished second. If Tapazirans hadn't been on the pace and all the speed horses finished nowhere, I'd have thought he almost can't lose. But then why is he dropping from 25 to 10? It's a bad drop, Anthony. I don't care how you cut it. That's a bad drop. He didn't
Well,
run that badly.
No.
He didn't run that badly, and it's just a dump job because he's getting claimed.
But don't you feel like, it's the state bred race into the open 10. Don't you feel like there's just so many horses in that state bred 25 now that are just going to keep
Maybe,
banging
but
his head
still,
in?
he's going to get claimed, and they know they're going to lose him. Maybe you're right, but I still think drop downs are drop downs, and I find them to be in general negative.
He's going from Jeffrey
move
Engelhard with
on
a
from
fantastic
this.
winter. Yeah,
Move
Linda
on from
Rice.
this mess and get on
I
some
mean,
races.
good luck taking him.
Right. All right, race number 7, a race we could spend a lot of time on. We both have the 4 Nazuma for Chad Brown third, and we'll show the race from Del Mar 3 back. And I think we'll both agree that Nazuma could absolutely win this race.
Sure.
But he's going to fall in the category of horses for Chad Brown that are just going to take a lot of money. This is a wildly confusing and difficult race, and I'm not in any way suggesting that I have a handle on this race. But it's a very, very hard race to really construct a super, super logical case for somebody. And I just think they're going to default a little bit to Chad Brown in this situation, and maybe they're right, but
I
not
was
for me
very
at a short price.
I was very excited not to see this race as part of the cross country pick 5 today.
Okay.
Because
Who do you like?
this is a head scratch.
Oh, well, you didn't pick Chad, so you went to Christophe.
I didn't know what to do in here.
I get it.
I really didn't know what to do in here. I thought there was a chance that,
What do you
there's
like
so
about
much
this horse,
speed
though?
in here. Well,
There's so much speed in here?
you don't think there's a lot of speed? I mean, Stormy Point's supposed to go from the rail.
No, I don't.
Abusive Power has speed.
Yeah, I think that there's a little pace, but I don't think they're going to be
Charlie
flying.
O has speed.
I don't think they're going to be flying out in the racetrack, so we'll disagree. And I don't think Charlie O is anywhere near the pace.
Okay. All right.
But what do you like about this horse?
I thought this horse's race at Belmont, I know it was slow when she broke her maiden, but it was around that mile race is around the 1 turn, and then her subsequent starts were around the 2 turn. I think her cutting back to the 1 turn is going to help her. I don't think she has to be too far off of things. I
She
think
ran the
she's
same figures, though, in the 2-turn
yeah,
races.
but that was her first start in the country. She didn't have a layoff coming here as well. So, that's not something you see often as a 2-year-old. She was only off for 6 weeks.
Is that good or bad?
I think the fact that she was able to win without having a break as
obviously,
a
Christophe
2-year-old.
thought that she was ready to run. That's why he ran her, and he was right.
And I understand that. And then he runs her back in the stakes race, and she doesn't have the cleanest trip in the stakes race. I just think a little less ground, a little pace in front of her is going to set her up for a good trip today.
Okay. I thought there was interesting stuff going on in this race with a couple of horses. I think Mona Stella is a very logical type. I mean, she set the pace on that very, very funky course at Churchill Downs. It was not kind to horses towards the inside, to say the least, on Derby weekend. I mean, she ran behind Bleecker Street and Fluffy Socks. And then the time before that, she actually ran a competitive race at Tampa behind Shifty She. Now, I understand there wasn't a lot in that race. But she still ran well enough. I just thought she's perfectly logical coming in. She's one of the favorites in here. But I'm interested in the 11, Aziza, who's second off a long, long layoff. And it seems that this Michelle Hemingway, who I'm not familiar with, has brought horses up here to New York that meant business. She ran the one at Aqueduct that got bet like the race had been run already and won by, a pole.
Yeah.
And didn't make a ton of sense on paper, and they just knew.
Just jogged.
Then the one who ran third, I think, was 40-1. And looking at the race she comes out of, I thought she ran credibly in there. I thought those horses were okay. The second horse came back to win, improved her buyer figure 2 points. She's got figures that put her in the mix. She's going out for a sort of a well-intentioned barn. She's going to be a price. And I thought she was kind of interesting in here as a stranger that might get a little bit lost. I mean, I'm not against horse. I mean, even Abusive Power got a silly ride last time. I just wonder if 7 furlongs against these horses are too far, but even a race 2 back wasn't that bad. She did just finish just behind Mona Stella. Now she does, as you say, have to deal with Stony Point. I think there's some interesting stuff going on in this race, so I went to the 11 and 9. They're the 2 horses.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
It's an interesting race, I thought. I wished I could have taken my girl Dancing with Daffodils. She was in a better spot that got rained off. This may just be too tough a spot for her. Race number 8 is another race I did not like. I don't know about you, but I don't have a good feel for this race. And we'll start out and show Royal Tryst last race. I mean, the question is he real? I mean, he got an 89 buyer. He got a 108 time form rating. I just want to see it again to believe it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Where the heck did it come from?
I'm with you.
Don't give me the wet track thing.
Well, I'm going to give it to you because the other time this horse ran a gigantic
well,
fig was on a wet track.
He got beat 58 lengths in the wet track the time before that.
Right, he did, but he also ran an 86. But his 2 biggest figures by far in his career have come on wet tracks.
But I just don't know how this happened because he ran so abysmally for Linda after she claimed him. And listen, he wins again and beats me. I tip my cap to him, but he's going to beat me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to be shocked when he does, but he's going to beat me.
The problem is he has that race
But Lunasima's last race is good. I mean, we'll show his last race. What was wrong with his last? He's run 2 good races.
I like
for Peter Walter.
Lunasima. I like Lunasima a lot.
Is he your top pick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
very logical.
I think he's super logical in here. I thought he was the horse to beat.
Yeah, I do too. And I think he'll be favored over Royal Trist. Because I do think people are going to look at the 2 big figs for Royal Trick being on wet tracks.
Yeah.
Right. Irad's climbing aboard for the first time, even though Trevor and
Placing
Javier Castellano did 0 wrong.
Terrible riders to run him.
So-
Javier's riding very well.
Yes, he is.
Javier gave the Mott horse yesterday a very good ride. That race came up, the 7th race came up crazy slow. Beyer played it straight. I get it. Now, the times for Trackus are not up for that race. I was going to ask Craig Mulkowski if he had retimed that race because it's very strange how slow that race came up. And there were big gaps, so it's kind of weird. I get it. I went a little off the reservation here, and I picked the kind of horse that if you picked him, I'd probably be berating you. There is the potential for a quick pace in here, depending on what Invisible War does, because he's got speed. I'm going to hope that Cousteau shows more speed. I'm going to hope he refines himself off the claim and a little bit of a layoff for Rob Atras. It is a total guess on my part. The reality is that he has been disappointing in his races. But I don't think his races 2 and 3 back, which, as you would say, were fast-track races, are that far away from it if maybe he can get loose in here. Because at one time he was pretty good. And I'm going to hope that Rob made a decent claim. And the fact that Rob claimed him for 40 and he waited a couple months and he didn't run him for a quarter, he didn't look for a cheaper spot, he found a starter allowance, felt to me like he was being optimistic about him. Believe me, I'll be betting a very nominal amount on this horse because he'll be a square price. I'm going to hope he can wire the field. I have no problem if you think. I just don't know if he's any good.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to go that far. I don't know if he's any good. And he's going to have to deal with Invisible War blinkers going on, too. I would imagine he's going to be forward.
Yeah.
So.
What about Bold Victory? I thought.
Yeah, you know, it was funny.
He
was a lot closer than he had ever been to a bit of a faster pace. Maybe that was the key to him. And now I know Kendrick goes to Cousteau, which you figure he's going to because he rides so many horses for Rob. I would imagine Trevor's going to try and keep Bold Victory closer. You know, we're talking.
I don't think he is, but.
Okay. Well, it's Cousteau and it's Invisible War, and then I wouldn't be surprised if this horse is laying 3rd or 4th.
I'll be shocked.
Okay.
I'll actually probably pass out if he's 3rd or 4th. But that meant maybe 3 horses or 4 got left. But I suppose it's possible. No, we disagree.
You think he was going to be as close as he was last time?
No, I think he'll be sitting last or second to last year.
No. What I'm saying is, did you think he was going to be as close as he was in his last race?
He was last, right?
He was 3 lengths off the lead.
He was last.
What does that mean?
He was last. The field kind of bunched. I'm not. You and I disagree. We have a completely different view.
Right, the field kind of bunched, but in the past he would have been 8 lengths behind the last horse, and instead he was.
I'm not sure.
A length.
I'm not sure. It's a difficult discussion. It's a tricky.
I don't think it's that difficult of a discussion.
I know
think
you
he was
don't.
kept closer when he galloped.
I know you don't, Anthony. I know that you think that a lot of things are cut and dry.
I don't think it's necessarily cut and dry.
Are
Anthony,
very complicated.
But for the first time, he was kept closer.
Anthony, we can argue about it for the rest of our lives. We're never going to agree. I think that you dismiss concepts, that you don't give them the thought you should give them. You just think things are as simple as they look, and they're not.
Oh, I know he was closest to the fastest pace he'd
Thought a
seen
horse
in a
that won
while,
at
and he
Remington,
jogged.
you wanted to bet $500 at 2 to 5 the other day.
Yesterday.
I asked you if you bet 1,000 at 3 to 5.
I didn't.
I know. I was
glad. That was too big of a price.
2,000 he bet. It was too big of a price. He was dead in the board. Race number 9, the Pennine Ridge, is a tricky race. And before we get to the replays, I want to talk about a horse that you've left out that I have 3rd that oddly could be the horse to beat, and that's Emmanuel. David Argona made a good point to me about this horse. They're going to bet him off dirt form. And you don't want a horse first time in the grass at a short price that's going to be bet off dirt form. And he's dead right.
They're also going to bet him because he's loose.
They're also going to bet him because he ran 3rd in the Bluegrass Stakes, 4th in the Fountain of Youth, and he's got big dirt figs. I understand that people are going to bet him because he's loose, but he's going to primarily take money because his dirt races are better than the turf races here ran. Todd Pletcher said after the Bluegrass right away, we're not going to the Derby, we're going to run him on the turf. He knew he was pointing to Belmont Derby. He's got turf pedigree. There's a very good second dam. It's a more than ready. It's a hard-spun dam. This horse could be a good turf horse. And I'm not sure just how good these horses are. They're lightly raced. Every one of them could improve. He's oddly the horse to beat in this race as the controlling speed. Because if he's a turf horse, aren't you worried he's just going to wire the field? You're not at all worried about this horse.
I mean, I guess you have to be a little worried about him.
Okay.
I'm a big unanimous consent fan.
I understand. I understand.
So to be honest with you, no, I'm not.
Do you think we'll take a look at his last race? Do you really think he's a great gamble here at 8 to 5?
I don't think he's going to be 8-5. I think they're going to bet a lot of money on Emmanuel. I think his barn mate.
You think David got the line wrong?
No, I don't think
you do.
I think they'll bet more money on Napoleonic War because they're going to see Pratt on Napoleonic War. Yeah, I think this board's going to be a lot more bunched than it is on the line.
Yeah, I don't agree.
Okay. And I like this horse. This horse he got a fast pace in his maiden race and he galloped. He got a slow pace in the allowance race and he jogged, and he got a moderate pace last time and he still came running.
Well, that race did fall apart. Let's not, he's a good horse. And, one horse doesn't equal another, but it's hard not to think about domestic spending and how he progressively got faster and faster. And he's fine. I do think he'll be the favorite. I'm not sure he shouldn't be the favorite in here. I want him to win, but I think he might be a little bit overbet. Now, I think the other thing Napoleonic War has on him is we show him, for whatever it's worth, and it may not matter. Maybe one of these horses that doesn't really matter if the bases are slow. He just closes, and good turf horses do that, right?
Yep.
They make their runs.
That's what they do.
Not as pace. But Napoleonic War, who I don't think is as good as unanimous consent, even though he's got a faster fig last time, he has more speed.
He does.
If the race becomes a race where you're compromised by trip, it's hard to see Napoleonic War being the one that's compromised, because isn't he going to be second to Emmanuel?
He's supposed to be.
I say Emmanuel, I'm thinking of that softcore porn movie from years ago. Every time I say it, is it Emmanuel or Emmanuel? Manuel, right? It's Emmanuel, right?
I'm not
Wasn't
kidding.
there was
I am not biting here.
Every time I say it, I realize that I'm.
You got no shot, buddy. Not biting
wrong with
here.
what I said. It's just I'm getting the name wrong. It's Emmanuel. Emmanuel. It's a male. Emmanuel is a woman. Anyway.
Wow.
You like limited liability more than him.
I do.
Even though he has more speed than limited liability.
This Napoleonic War, that was such a grind last time that it kind of turned me off. I just didn't like the race. Okay. I did not like the race.
Okay. Well, they were better horses than limited liability beat, and limited liability also beat a favorite who was completely blocked the entire run. In credit event, we'll take a look at his race, and he ran fine. But you're also talking about a race, as we show from Keeneland, where 47 horses were lined up down the stretch in here.
Yeah, he also passes all of them.
Okay. But he got a very good ride by Jose.
He got a great ride. We're labeled firm here today. With all the rain we got, I'd have to imagine there still might be a little give in this ground. His two best races have come. I know they're not his fastest races, but I think they're his two best races. Because I think the stakes races are a little trumped up. Yeah, I like this horse's two races with some give in the ground. I think this horse is dangerous
You
today.
think running a worse figure coming in his first race as a 3-year-old off a 6-month layoff is better than when he ran the Pilgrim?
Yeah, I think off the layoff, yes, I do. Having to pass the entire field, yeah, I do. I think this horse ran really, really well last time. Look, I'm the cross-country pick 5 ticket that's going up. I'm singling them unanimous consent.
You're single unanimous?
I love unanimous consent. I'm making a cold 7-3 here, and I'm going to try and make a nice little in-race exact score.
I think there's no horse in here with no chance. I disagree with you 100% about that. I think you're completely wrong that this race isn't wide open. And I think Elazar is a very interesting horse. Now, I know he ran over in synthetic over there, but obviously it's turf pedigree. Shammerdell more than ready. And if you're a member of Naira Bets, it's very easy to access replays from anywhere around the world. And if you want to watch the replay of his race, it was October 26th at Chantilly or whatever. If Acacia corrects my pronunciation, I'm going to throw
Chantilly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Chantilly. Anyway, it's the 4th race that day. This horse blows by the field. I was talking to Aragon about this horse, and he said that if you look through French Gallop, they have this horse going his last 2 furlongs in 11 seconds each.
Wow.
Now, he didn't beat anybody.
I don't care who he beats to and going 22.
This is a replay that is worth watching. Now,
going a mile and 3/16, by the way.
Right. Now listen.
I'm synthetic.
First time out. Right. I understand that this horse is running against significantly better horses than he ran against first time. I'm not denying it. This is an extremely ambitious spot for Christophe to be putting this in. He could certainly be looking for a non-winner as a 1. He is making it very clear. Now, he may be wrong. I may be an idiot for picking him. He might be an idiot for running him here. But he's making it very clear that he thinks this is a horse that can win the Belmont Derby. Because he wants to be in that race by running here.
Of course.
So
You almost have to be. You almost have to run here to get into that race.
Well, I mean, you could run an allowance race
I
and
guess.
win it and run prize plus. By the way, no, you don't. You and I might get invited in a horse suit in that race if you want to get into it.
No.
Make yourself available. Make yourself free that day, Anthony.
I'm talking about
get the horse suit ready.
To have a
They pay through
realistic,
eighth?
to have a realistic, yeah, of course.
Could be a bankroll for Saratoga for you and I.
Start it up.
I'm not. He's an interesting horse, and he adds another layer to this race. And I know this is a smaller field, but you could have 4 no-hopers in here, and it would not be a better race. I thought it came up an extremely interesting. And by the way, I like unanimous consent, and you know I want him to win, but I'm not as convinced as you. This is a very, very tough field. I'll tell you the saddest. What is the saddest thing about today's 10th race? Which, by the way, is a really interesting maiden race. You know what the saddest thing of this race is?
No.
Come on.
No.
We're going to show a replay. We're going to go back to September 18th because every replay you show for Miss Bonnie T is the same. It's sad that Miss Bonnie T is still a maiden.
Oh.
When you saw it here, didn't you think, I can't? Didn't this horse break her maiden?
No, I remember.
But I think of the beats I took with her, right? Amortization beat me at Aqueduct for a fortune. She came back at Aqueduct, and Creative Cairo beat me for a fortune there.
Yeah, you better.
I mean, I lost 2 straight brutal photos at double-digit odds on this horse when she ran huge. How is she still a maiden, Anthony? She's a turf horse with speed. Well, part of the problem is they took her speed away. I mean, she has the horse to beat here, right? She just always loses. Don't you think Louis Cardenas will be the magic for this horse?
I mean, I guess. He tried her last time. He rode her the 2 days you got beat with her.
Yeah, I know. But she ran against monsters last time.
Yeah.
Come on. No. Those are those 2 Chad Brown horses they love, the European and the European pedigree. Good old investment income. You're just going to bury Klarovich and Chad in the late double.
Late double, yeah.
Doesn't it bother you a little this horse hasn't run particularly well since its debut?
Of course, but I can't take Miss Bonnie T. I just don't want her.
You don't have Miss Bonnie T in your top 4.
I almost picked this Ray Handel character. This horse on the stretch out, the 7 Union Dolly.
Jesus.
Dropping in a little bit. Chased last time.
Right,
Chased wide last time when the rail was good on the turf.
Okay, I would like to bet you. We're at 102 lunches. How many lunches you want to bet me? I'll bet you the 6 beats the 3.
I'm not betting no
I'll
lunches.
bet the 6 beats the 3.
No, I'm not betting no lunches now. You don't want to bet
how
my
do you
lunches
not have?
early.
How do you not? So you have the 3 in here. Why don't you just throw the 10 in there, Cadencia? Picked her last time.
No.
Okay.
Cadencia should have won last time.
Cadencia should have won last time. She should have won 2 back. She should have won 4 back. She should have won 5 back. She should have won 6 back, 7 back, 10 back. By the way, your man Bill Morey claimed this horse? Really? From Todd Pletcher?
Weird, right?
Yes, this is. I guess he figured she
at
gets
4
checks.
to 5, by the way, thinking you're going to lose your friend.
You may remember I yelled at you in that race that you were picking her. I said you got 2 horses you could pick, Misspelled Moon, or this was the one where the winner. This might be the one paid 9 to 1 or something. She should have been like 4 to 1. I took the other Chad Brown here.
Harrington Rocket.
She ran an okay field. You know, Rosebud and Caroni both turned out to be okay coming out of that race. And she was down in the middle. She was working well before that race. I want to give her another chance dropping down for the layoff. I thought that she might be the more, they'll take a little less money than the other Chad Browns, and I split the 2 Chads with Miss Bonnie T. And I've got a little hope over fear. Are you sure hope over fear has no chance?
No.
That horse ran
sure
against
half a dozen horses in here.
Hope over fear, by the way, ran okay. This horse set the pace, the pace that fell apart behind Pizza Bianca and Expand the Map. Running a better race than a horse that you picked of TT's that ran in a maiden special last week, and then ran that killer field with Spicer and Gunboat and Shad Nation. I mean, this is actually probably the most interesting horse in the race.
You know what I was most excited about in this race?
What?
That there was an equipment change on a horse named Disinformation.
That is good. I like that. That's a good name for a horse, by the way, Disinformation.
For sure.
I like that, yeah. The last race day is actually one of the more interesting races on the card. Good card today. A lot going on here. Nice weather.
Beautiful day.
All good.
Come on out.
10 races. America's Day at the races. We'll be a little late today, but Anthony will be on YouTube. Head over to Naira Bets. You're not a member of Naira Bets. Use the promo code Belmont25. We will match $25 of your initial deposit. I'm sorry, $200 initial deposit and a $25 Belmont bet. We've also got $75 on Belmont Churchill and Evangeline's. Opt in for that. $25 win or lose. We have the Belmont Stakes Challenge. You have until next, I'm guessing until Thursday, but I don't know. We'll see the pool with $50,000, $5,000 buy-in, live money Friday and Saturday of the Belmont Stakes Racing Festival, including Belmont Stakes Day. We also have the Cross Country Pick 5, 3 stakes from Churchill, 1 from Belmont, as well as our 8th race. I wish we'd use the 9th and 10th, to be honest with you. I think the 10th is a much more interesting race than the 8th, actually. if I had to do that, I would have made the maidens. I think the 10th is a really good race,
You know to call.
and
Call and complain.
I wouldn't take that 8th race. I think it's a minefield. What else do we have? Pick 6 carryover races 5 through 10. $56,383. And last, but certainly not least, America's Day at the Races will be on 4:30 to 6 on Fox Sports 2. We will be on Bally Sports from 3 to 6. And, of course, the whole day will be on YouTube, on the NYRA YouTube channel as well. Have a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. And hopefully we'll see you here, and we'll see you Belmont Stakes weekend as well. They're looking to call for a final at 12.
Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to beautiful Belmont Park. We have delightful weather today, sunny skies. The temperature will approach 80 degrees. The main track is fast. The turf courses are firm. Portable rail is up 27 feet on the Widener and 35 feet on the inner. And we have a pick six carryover today of more than $56,000. Right now, we'll take a look at the changes for today's 10 race card. In the first race, the 5 is 1 pound over. A jockey change on the 6, Queen of Class, to Mike Luzzy. Mike Luzzy rides the 6, Queen of Class. And scratch number 10, Can't Fool Me. Scratch the 10, Can't Fool Me, out of the first. Second race, scratch number 3, Scorpion Dynasty. Scratch number 3, the 4 will be 1 pound over. In the third race, scratch number 3, Chase and Bryn. Scratch the 3, Chase and Bryn, from the third. In the fourth race, scratch 1A, St. Selby. Scratch the 1A. Number 5 is 1 pound over. Race 5 begins that pick 6 with the carryover of $56,383. Scratch 1A, Boss of All. Scratch the 1A. A rider change on the 9, That's a Superstar, to Jose Gomez. Jose Gomez on the 9, That's a Superstar. Sixth race, no changes. In the seventh race, scratch 12, Mischievous Diane, through the 15 to a T. Scratch 12, 13, 14, and 15 out of the 7th. Today's 8th race is the first leg of today's cross-country pick 5, and there are no changes. The 9th race, the Pennine Ridge Stakes. Scratch number 1, Gilded Age. Scratch the 1 out of race 9. And in today's 10th race, number 2, Disinformation, runs with blinkers off. Blinkers off the 2. A rider change on the 5, Rombeek, to Jose Gomez. Jose Gomez is on the 5. The 8 is 1 pound over. And scratch 13, Afilada, and 14, You Can't Handle This. Scratch 13 and 14 out of the 10th. Main track is fast. The turf courses are firm. The pick 6, which starts in race 5, has a carryover of $56,383. The Saturday opener at beautiful Belmont Park in 26 minutes at 1 p.m.
Who you betting on? How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.